exercise. Let's go for the 10,000 steps today again, guys. We're living the dream. And just to top it all off, look at this little piece of heaven. Come on, living the dream. Proper living the dream. Let's crack on. So this morning's video is sponsored by Valerie photography gloves. I'll tell you what an apt morning for it. Actually, I've realised these videos are actually going to be really good natural advertisements for these gloves, which is obviously clearly completely unintentional. But I love them. I've got my Markov Pro 2s on today. Fingers and thumbs are out so we can use our camera. In fact, this type of photography these gloves are made for this type of photography, not messing about with tripods and stuff, although they're still great for that. But if I'm coming out and I'm potentially taking 10, 15, 20 shots, that's 10, 15, 20 less times that I'm going to be taking off my normal pair of gloves. So yeah, if you want to get your own pair, guys, head over to photographygloves.com and be sure to use the code Henry at checkout for free shipping. Top drawer. Let's crack on. So guys, we're getting straight into the first shot of the day, because you can see there the sun is just breaking through the clouds ever so slightly. So automatic again, f11, that'll do. 1/40th of a second, that'll do. What's cool, if you watch my channel regularly, you'll notice we were here a few days ago, last week. But today, there we go. Let's just grab that one before the light goes. Today, right off in the distance, we've actually got views of Ingleborough back towards the Yorkshire Dales, which is amazing. Look at that, a couple of little lads coming to say hello. Oh, sorry love, it's actually a couple. Morning. But yeah, quickly grabbing a shot here while the light is so nice. You can see there, f11, ISO 100 and 1/40th of a second. I quite like the look of these little, what would you call them, little micro cliffs on the riverbank here. Just adding a little bit of interest to the left hand side of the frame. I'm going to take that again, focus down there. Yeah, river obviously naturally leads out, and then like I say, yeah, Ingleborough right off in the background, which is stunning. Not a bad start to the morning. Let's continue with the steps, see what the light does. Absolutely unreal. Get a look at this, guys, actually, before we move on. Look at that, there we go. Oh, one step under 2,000. I'll tell you what, if you want to play these games with me, Mr. Garmin. Oh, it's battered me. Why is it not going up to 2,000? Mate, I'm walking. Right, I'm leaving that. Right, I'm going to let the Garmin win for this one. Anyway, so what a subject, this beautiful weir that naturally leads out into this, I mean, I don't know what that is, some sort of maintenance hut. So I'm going to get down on these riverbanks here, try not to fall over, because that's the last thing anybody needs at the minute. And let's get the M50 out. This is this is called Crookaloon, this area, by the way, guys, and how stunning is it? Absolutely beautiful. Some people kind of email me and a little bit angry, actually, that I don't say on my videos where I'm at, which I feel like I always do, and if I ever don't, I apologise. Like, I'm not doing it on purpose. I'm just really excited, or I just kind of forget. And to be fair, for everybody that gets a bit annoyed that I don't say where a location is, there's equally as many people that get annoyed when I do say where a location is, because they think like hordes of people are going to go there and ruin it or something. So I can't really win on that one, so sorry guys. Right, beautiful subject. This is actually going to be really interesting because, well, I haven't got a tripod. I want to get a long exposure here, probably about 1/20th, 1/15th of a second, something like that. which is going to be really interesting. I'd never shoot this sort of scene without a tripod. You guys know me, not a chance. So we got the 15 to 45mm lens on, of course, because that's the only one I've got for this camera. Manual mode. So let's have a look here. Let's have a look here, guys. So what I want to do is shoot wide and get fairly close in to this weir. I'm shaking all over the place here. There we go. There we go. Let's get there. There we go. Can you see that? Sweet. So naturally, yeah, like I said, the weir leads up to this hut. The photograph's here really. It's going to be quite nice. So, oh, that looks lovely. So I'm centralising that maintenance hut. I'm actually going to, is it in manual focus? Yeah, I'm going to manually focus because I want to make sure this area here, so the kind of weir in the foreground is in focus. I'm not too bothered about the maintenance hut, and I'm probably going to close up my aperture a little bit as well to get a longer shutter speed, so that's a win-win. You know, a smaller aperture is going to give us even focus throughout, and it's going to give us a longer shutter speed. So there we go. You can see anything that's in red, that's the focus peaking on the Canon M50, which is fantastic. A really, really cool feature. It just shows you where you're actually focused in the image. Good for people with poor eyesight, I'd say. So I'm going to centralise the maintenance hut. It is a really simple shot. Bit of a quicker shutter speed. You can see I'm just moving the histogram to the right a little bit. There we go, 1/20th of a second. I wouldn't dream of shooting this without a tripod usually. Making sure I've centralised the hut. Boosh! Histogram's perfect. I think that's going to be a nice one, guys. Oh, so we will get back up this riverbank without breaking our leg and catch up with you in a while. It is chilly, sitting about -2 this morning. It's probably a bit warmer than that now, but when I first got here, guys, this is amazing. This is so beautiful. And I tell you what, you know, in my last video I was saying how it's quite liberating. I think I said not to have the camera bag and the tripods, especially on my video gear, etc, etc. What else is really nice, and I've only realised this since I did that video last week, it's nice to not have such a huge focus on the photography. It's made me realise that I think I probably do put quite a lot of pressure on myself to get good photographs every single time that I go out, and I don't think that's necessarily a really bad thing. I definitely don't feel like it's hugely negative or toxic or anything like that. But what I'm trying to say is it's made me realise that this sort of thing, relaxed, tiny little camera in the pocket or just your phone, is actually really good. You know, it's such a good thing. I'm sure so many of you guys, you know, this is normal for you, this sort of photography, and I really like it. So I think this is something I'll probably be doing every now and again going forward. I feel like I can immerse myself in the walk, in the environment actually a lot more than usual, which is nice. You know, it's almost like the photography is secondary to the enjoyment of being out and about, which is admittedly, it just wouldn't be that way around for me, to be honest. But yeah, it's cool. So we are on just short of 5,000 steps, which is perfect because we are now going across this wonderful waterworks bridge here, which is of course going to take us back over the River Loon, over to the other side, the other riverbank, and then we're going to go back the way to where we started the walk, so it's perfect. And it's really nice over this side as well, lots of kind of lone trees dotted about, and yeah, we'll see what else we can capture. I'll see you over there. So, just a quick stop here, guys. Oh, whoa, that is ice. Whoa. Okay, so we don't want to be too silly here, do we, Henry? Right, so, yeah, ice in the foreground. I really like it. Obviously, just gives a much more prominent sort of winter feel to the photograph. We've got that in the immediate foreground. And then just these two, I think the two oak trees maybe, the one on the left's an oak tree, I don't know about the one on the right. Really nice fence that kind of joins them both together, and then obviously that gorgeous vista in the background, which is obviously looking really wintry as well. So just all in all, a really nice wintry photograph. Settings are already dialed in, 1/50th of a second at f9 ISO 100. Using the focus peaking again to make sure I'm focused on the oak trees. Centralise the oak trees. Bosh. Yep, happy with that. Classic English quintessential winter photograph. By the way, guys, that reminds me, get the old Canon in the pocket, my print sale is still on. Still on, there's my face. 30% off. I'll probably leave it on. Actually, I'll probably leave it on throughout lockdown, because yeah, I can't run my one-to-ones at the minute, so it does help me out a little bit, you know, the odd extra print sale with everything that's going on. So if you're interested, link to my prints in the video description down below. Ah, this is cool actually. Whoa, look at that. Really lovely little footbridge there. We'll be getting the Canon out for that. Whoa. So nice and simple, doesn't have to be so complicated. We've even got a little doggy running across there. I'm going to put it on the top right hand third and let the countryside do the talking. Boo, straight out the top drawer. Histogram's perfect, lovely. Have a little play around with the depth of field. Always a big fan. Lovely, 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 jubbly. Lovely. I tell you what, guys, if we're not living the dream here this morning, I mean, I don't know when we are. Another little snap. I'm going to zoom in on the 15-45 lens. What we at? About 40 mil. Make sure I'm focused on that tree. Oh, I do really like this focus peaking actually. So I'll get the tree on the left hand third somewhere. Beautiful background. The windmills. Awesome. You can drive up to them windmills. I think it's them ones if anybody knows the area. You could drive up and the views are amazing. Right, so I'm going to grab another quick shot. And you remember that photograph that I took of the pole before? I'll put it up on the screen. I really enjoyed that, and that, you know, playing around with depth of field, actually opening up my aperture, is not usually the sort of thing that I would do with my landscape photography. And a lot of landscape photographers are the same, you know. It's a bit unconventional. Usually we want to close that aperture up and really get everything in focus front to back. You'll hear me and many other landscape photographers talking about that all the time, and usually that's the right thing to do. But this is what this is all about, guys. Being a little bit experimental, and that's what I'm going to do. Play around with my depth of field a bit. So in contrast to that pole photograph, I'm going to do it kind of opposite this time. And what I mean by that is open up my aperture still, but actually focus on the background. So this snow, see there, around about, let's have a look, there, the snow, according to the focus peaking, would be in focus in the foreground. Now I want the background to be in focus right off in the background. There we go. So this time, other way around, the snow in the foreground is going to be out of focus and the background is going to be in focus. It's going to give this really nice effect, as if we're like peeking from the side of the riverbank off into the background. And yeah, hopefully that should look pretty cool. Sorry, I didn't tell you any of my settings there. Absolute useless. F4.5, so a nice open aperture, 1/500th of a second, no worries there. ISO 100, so I zoomed in a little bit at 24mm, which I always find, you know, longer focal lengths will give you even more of a depth of field, or a blur, or a bokeh effect, whatever you want to call it. Lovely. Da, 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 da. Beauty, beauty, mate. Lovely. Oh, by the way, I met a subscriber before on this walk, which was really nice. So hello to Linda. Thank you for stopping and saying hello. It was really nice. It was really nice meeting you, to have a chat. And I'm gonna call it a day, guys. Tell you what a winter wonderland. Thank you all so much for tuning in. As always, please give the video a thumbs up. If you could spare me a quick second, it always helps out my content. And of course, comment below. Cheers for your support. And oh yeah, my prints page over on my website will be in the video description below. Go and check it out, even if you just want to have a look. And anybody that decides to purchase any prints, thank you so much. It really does help me out, and you know, it means the world that you support my work or whatever. Cheers, guys. Thanks again. I'll see you on the next exercise. Oh, what we on? 7,000. Absolute slacker. In a bit.